Hey guys, what up? Ryuwolves here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how we do retrieve the data for Save the World. We are going to get in there. I'm going to show you after all the changes that Save the World has made to the game that it is still possible to jail build. With a little bit of actual effort, you can still completely do it. Without further ado, let's get in there and let's kick some zombie butt.
Right?
Okay,
Because
guys,
then it's
Ryuwolves
like
here.
more stall, basically.
I'm basically watching TY Me Stopper
have to
right
try to
now
get
working
through
on
2
his
layers.
jail building methods and stuff. So anyways, I decided I'd really quickly just show what my method is for this jail build style that I'm using right now. So in other words, technically all I'm doing, guys, is running the base Kyle method. I know this is late in already to it, but we're on a 160 plus, retrieve the data. I'm using metal on a wall weakening method. It doesn't necessarily work super well, but what you could do is I'm using metal mainly because it's got such a high density on the side of the walls protecting. But right here, I'm using wood on the inside. Wood allows me to heal the wall at a faster rate than what they can break it. On the inside of my wall happens to be a wall spike. On these wall spikes, I'm basically running heals. So this is healing the structure. I put that down to ensure that it will heal. Then I can also auto heal it myself and increase the speed of it. That basically prevents them from breaking out. Now right over here, as you can tell, they're pretty much solidly stuck in there thanks to my freeze trap that's going off every now and then. So in other words, what I run, guys, is that I basically form a tunnel right here so they walk right up in. And once they walk up in it, I put some wall spikes around around the outside of that. Those are healing. All they do is basically increase the walls healing, or not healing more so, my bad. They increase the actually my bad. They are doing healing over time. That's their purpose. The other traps that I'm running on the inside are the sound walls. I think these are a little bit delayed ones, but the ones that I have right here are increased building health, and what they're doing is basically just strengthening the walls. With my base, Kyle, that I'm running currently, I know this is kind of like out there, because of my loadout in base Kyle, his building health is 84%, but because my traps have healing percentages going up to 17, it's like over 100%. And then as long as you guys have your banner, which is going to then increase the building health by a drastic sum. So now it's like up to 12,000. We add that, we throw in our slow field. That's going to slow everything completely down. And then at this point, you really don't even have to do anything. Even if they try to break out, you have a little you have this little build on the outside keeping them in. That means they can't get out. Even if they break out the floor that leads out, they can't break out of the build that they're underneath. They're not hitting. So you basically have this build going around that's gonna keep them inside longer. And by the time they do get out, it'll be too late. The files will be done, and there we go. We have it. The whole entire thing completely done. A 160. 4-player plus, completely finished. The only things that we used on the inside was an ice trap, a few sound walls, and a wall launcher against the front. And that's it. Really, at that point, that's all you really got to do for this build setup. It's kind of, it could be a little bit challenging at first. Just don't get anything killed and you'll be fine. As long as you don't run into any smashers when they run off the bat, you should be fine. But that's pretty much in a nutshell, guys, all you have to do. Again, give me a second. So again, when you get into here, I will quickly go in to a really quick demonstration. I will hop in. We'll do it one more time. I'll quickly build the method that it was there, and you guys can all see. I'm not going to upgrade everything to the max, but I will quickly do a demonstration of exactly how you can build it, and then it's up to you. You know what you do from there. Some of these changes, jail building, are going to be very, very difficult now. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to build this again. This time, I'm going to figure out which way they're going to come at me, and this is how I'm going to build it. So it looks like I have multiple different directions here. It looks a little bit tricky of how I'm going to want to do this. So what we're going to do is we're going to hope that they go this way. We're going to use wood for our interior. We're going to use metal for our... Well, actually, you know what? We can use brick for our interior. I was going to do metal, but if they go from the wrong side, then we're at a massive disadvantage. Anyways, so what we're going to do now is we're going to basically put down our brick. And then what we're going to do is we're also going to add one extra layer here. And because we want them to come at our wood wall, that's exactly what we want. I'm assuming they're going to come this way. I really hope they do, because if this doesn't work, well, then that's just going to suck. So what we're going to do is we're going to add our walls on here, and then we're going to open this up. We're going to upgrade everything. I said I wasn't going to probably upgrade everything and just show the demonstration, but I'm going to go ahead and just do it to show it. So make sure you get everything upgraded to the max. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to make sure I recycle all of my traps. That way everything is fully recycled from the start. And then that way when I take everything out, you'll be able to see exactly what I'm running. Okay, so now we have everything in here, and this is the build we're going to go with. We're gonna go ahead and leave that just like that, and we're gonna go ahead and now take all these floors, my bad, not walls, but floors, and we're going to turn them. So they're all gonna look like this. So now we have a complete wall going around that. Now what we're gonna do is we're going to block every single one of these off by using this method. Now, by doing this, it just means that they break out of the wall, they can't basically run out, they have to stay inside their little spot. Once again, we're going to take some time here and let these heal back up, and then we're going to upgrade every single one. And, of course, with everything going on right now, make sure everything's working just right. So yeah, everything that is being upgraded right now, just upgrade it to the max. You want everything completely filled. Alright. I think those are the last ones. Alright. Okay, now, this is where our base is going to be going. It's going to go on the inside of this structure. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead, hit ready up.
The only way we're going to retrieve
And then what we're going to do
balloon
next
to
is
shoot
we
the
are
balloon
going to
down
add
as soon as
pyramids
possible.
to these
Bring down that balloon,
individual
download that
spots.
data, and get
We're going to
ready
go
to
ahead and lift them up. And now these right here are going to go in. So what's going to end up happening is we're going to go ahead and add this up here. And then what's going to end up happening is that the husks are going to then walk up. They're going to fall inside of this tunnel or into this little box. They're going to leave most of this alone. Now, some of the small ones may run up to this at a later time, and they may just get stuck out there, and they'll try to break their way in. But it's nothing to worry about because, again, with all the base and the health that everything is at, it's going to be at such a high level that they're just not going to break in. It's going to take a long time for them to even break that, and you're just not going to have any issues with that. The only thing that you're going to have an issue with, maybe with the design, is how they're going to get out. With that, you can either do one of two things. If you're a solo and you're running this by yourself, this build has been tested with me and another friend one day when I was running a stream, and I can definitely say that the build does work at lower levels. It's never been truly tested at the 160 level because we never did the normal missions. We were running ventures and running the 100s and the 140s, and it was working. And then this is going to be about the first time we ran it in the 160s. So I'm running that solo today without anybody's help. So what's going to end up happening is we're going to go ahead and we're going to create our couple traps here. I'm going to basically hope that all these traps work the way that, I'm explaining. So we're going to first go in here and we're going to start off with our freeze traps. Right now, we're just putting on solid impact. That's really going to buff it up. It's going to burn through most of its uses pretty quick. It's only got 38 durability on it, increasing building health. Then what we're going to do next is we're going to add a wall launcher to this. So we're just going to go ahead and just create 10 of these. And then what we're going to do is add, we got our sound walls. So this is right here what we're going to do. We're going to add and create all these. And then we're going to come over here to our healing ability. Now, the reason I'm doing this, the reason I'm making a wall spike and sound walls and wall launchers with different properties on them, such as their increased building health and the healing ability, is because as long as one has 17% increase and the other ones on the outside have a different property, that just basically means that if you look at it, heals attached building by 4.8% of its max health every 10 seconds and does not stack. That means if you add another wall trap, or excuse me, if you add another wall spike to the same wall, it's not going to stack with that same one. But if you add a wall launcher to the inside and a wall spike behind it, it's going to heal it and it's going to give it the 17% boost. On top of that, you can stand behind it and heal it at your own rate if you want. But by the time you do that, pretty much, as we both know, healers, constructors, they can heal the structures pretty fast. So it actually works out pretty well. I think I got some dudes over here that are going to try to interfere here. So I think I'm going to kill this gang. Okay, there we go. All right. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now is I'm going to go ahead and jump in here. And then I'm going to add that. Drop this. Add that. Now those are going to be in place. And it's going to just work wonders here. Now what we're going to do is we are basically going to add our wall launcher into place. And then what we're going to do next is add our freeze trap. We're going to add sound wall, and sound wall. And then at that point, we're going inside. We're going to go right here. And then that's going to be placed down last. And we are now going to begin our mission. Here we go.
The balloon has landed. Defend that data.
Make sure you put down your base. And then really at this point, all you guys basically want to run is base Kyle. I'm basically running underdog. That just increases building recede by 2.5%, which basically is awesome. And then at that point, I'm running base MD, hotfix, mega base, touch for traps, and power modulation. As you can see, we've already got some newcomers basically right there. They're trying to make their way in. Eventually, they're going to give up, which is what we want.
Trial successfully retrieved.
Now I'm going to go inside. And we're basically just going to chill out right here. And now we begin. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put down our banner. The banner's going to increase the structures right here. It's only going to increase this one by 17,000. That's 9,000 to 17,000 on base health. All the walls are going to get their nice, beautiful touch-up of 24,000 HP. And then basically just run over there, just heal the structure really quickly, turn back around. And if that's really, once we have a good, clean setting here, we kind of know what's in, what's not in. We can basically tell that there's a, supposedly a, what do you call one of those husks? It don't matter. Lobber right there. So we're pretty much chill. And then you just stay inside here, and that's pretty much it. You can heal the structures as much as you want, if you want. Make sure you put down your banner at the beginning, just so that it gives that buff. And now, as you can see, now it's worn off, and now it's a waiting game. You have your slow field. The slow field, again, I don't recommend just putting it down to put it down, because again, if you waste your slow field, it's basically, it's one and done. All I recommend it for is when they're about to break through, or they're breaking in pretty good. Then you basically, then want to use it to, pretty much, slow them down, just so that you can rebuild the structures fast enough. But as you can see here, we're on wave 4. They're breaking this. They're trying their hardest to break it. My speed is building it pretty quick, so it's pretty good right now. And once my thing gets back, I basically go ahead, re-heal the wall structure. Now, I may at one point have to actually heal the structure, but we'll just find out how this all goes.
Trial successfully retrieved.
Now, of course, they are breaking this pretty quick. Don't get me wrong, they are breaking through that as quickly as they possibly as they can. Now, when we get to about the 6th or 7th file, when this thing starts getting down to that low 1,000, I will throw down a slow field. That will give my structure the time to full heal back up. That will basically give us enough time to basically get through the rest of this. As we can see through that, it doesn't look like these guys are getting through. Let me open this up so we can see how it's going. Everything on that side is doing fabulous. This wall structure is still holding place. Let's open up this side. That side is just holding up perfect. Looks like now would be the best time to do it. So let's go ahead, put that slow field down. Now it's going to slow their attacks down drastically. And now the walls are going to be rebuilt right back up. As we can see, it's building up.
It is looking good.
So far, so good. We're at 7 out of 16. I'm going to go ahead and rebuild it one more time. I'm going to hop out really quick. I'm going to look at the rest of these. As you can see, they haven't even touched it. They're all on their way. They're all of them are on this main wall right here. Slowfield is working wonders on this still. We're at 7 out of 16. We're doing well. And now we're back at the point again where we're back to a building standoff. Unless this thing is still going. I think it's still going. Yeah, it's still going. So we're going to keep doing this until that wears off. Eventually the slow field will run off. It looks like it did. So now it's back to just keeping this going. Again, even if the structure does break, which if it does break, just hold down the build button for your wood, and it builds faster than they can break. Eventually you can get it back up to three builds again, because once they break this and then you deny them access to get in, they actually turn to the walls and they'll try to get out on the side. And when that happens, it's done, because they can't break out. Even if they break out the wall, they have the little flat that's keeping them in, and then they break out the stairwell that goes up, but they can't get out. Then they have to break out the actual wall that's below, and then when that goes, they still have to come to the other side and break out the other side. By that time, you've already won it. As you can see, they're still working pretty good on this wall. We're about 9 out of 16 in. Oh, looks pretty good for them. We're coming down at 4 seconds. Oh, here we go. They finally broke it, and now it's just I gotta hold it down now. And then when you get to this point, it's up to you how you want to do this. You can either hold this button down and try to keep rebuilding it. I would say put down another one of those, and then basically just go back to rehealing the structure. Now again, it's not fully AFK. Granted, if you did have some more people, there you go. There's the first wall they just broke out of. So now they're trying to get their way out. It's 11 out of 16. Freeze trap is still in place working. Take note, look at the down below. I'm working at 5 seconds. I've still got plenty of time on the clock. And here we go again. I'm going to go ahead and add the banner. With the banner's buff, it's going to boost everything right back up. All the sides, all the structures are now getting a massive boost. So really, it doesn't matter now if they break out my wall structure. I have another slow field getting ready to go. Pull out my build. It's ready to rock. And now they're going to break it. I'm going to do that. It's going to basically trap them back in there again. Going to rebuild the wall. I'm going to get the double boost on it. Now it's going to be building the second phase. And now for another 7,000 HP, 12 minutes, 12 files out of 16 files in. We're still going good. Going to put down another wall spike to keep that boost going. Now it's up to 10,000. Still making sure I'm holding down the actual G button, which is basically my heal button. And then basically, or just tapping it whenever it says to tap it. And then of course, you're just going to hold down your build. And again, I would always advise, if you're getting down that 1,000 mark, don't actually let go of your build button. There you go. There's another build right there. And then we have our, one more time, slow field. You can re-put another one of those down if you so choose. And then as you can see, let's just see if they actually got out. As you can see, they've gotten out, but what are they doing? They're now going back up and they're falling back in. Because they can't get out, guys, because they physically can't get in here, they go back up to the top and they repeat the process that they're doing. Now, if we look at this from a clear point of view, they go up, they go over the top, and then they come back down. By that point, we can now once again fully rebuild the wall structure, hop out for a second, look around. They broke out the other one. It's looking pretty good so far. And now it's a matter of just holding down for, until the end. Once again, our slow field, I think, is out. Now, as much as this isn't fully solid AFK, we did beat it. It is fully finished once again. And here's all 16 files. Perfection. And there we have it. A solid way to complete the entire jail build method. Once again, maybe not fully AFK, but still, it works. You can try this every single time. As long as you have that complete setup, you should be fine. Thanks for watching, guys. If you made it this far, please leave a like on the thumbs up on the video. Subscribe if you're new, And as always, stay safe, guys. Peace and game on, guys.